ABC News show, What Would You Do, puts people in very sticky situations, and it tests their sense of right and wrong. Now, are there situations where people just feel like they just should not get involved, or where they should not get involved?
That's what makes the show so interesting. There's not always a right or wrong answer. Sometimes it can be very risky to get involved. If you're not prepared to do it, you shouldn't follow through with it. If you're, for example, someone's drowning and you can't swim, you don't want to jump in the water. So not always, and that's what makes the show interesting.
Got it. Maybe you want to try to get some help to get somebody that can swim while that person is drowning. Okay, we've been asking our audience and everyone at home what they would do in some of the show's scenarios. So let's get to the next one. Check this out. In this next experiment, the ABC News team wanted to see how a woman's appearance affected people's reactions. They cast two actors as an average couple going out on a date. And at first, the woman looks fairly sophisticated.
Can you watch my drink? Yeah.
When she gets up to go to the bathroom, her date slips something into her drink. And the hidden cameras caught everything. Then the ABC News team tried their experiment with a girl dressed as more of a party girl. This time, the reactions were definitely different. Okay, show of paddles to the audience. Would you do something regardless of how they were dressed? You would say something to the girl, okay, regardless of how they're dressed. The majority of the audience, right, John? Like 90-something%. Okay, stand on up. Why would you say something?
Well, I wouldn't say anything because it's like...
Oh, you would not say anything?
No. What if my eyes are playing tricks on me, you know? I don't really know if it's sugar, if it's Alka-Seltzer. I don't really know anything, so I just keep my mouth shut.
Even with him going like this, he's like looking like a thief, you still would think your eyes are playing tricks?
Even then, I don't really know what would happen if I say something. What if he tries to, you know, hurt me or...
Now, you would say something.
I would definitely tell her, and I would also mention something to the bartender so he can keep an eye on it. Unfortunately, I was in a situation where I was out with one of my girlfriends and my boyfriend at the time, and the girl and I left to go to the bathroom, so we left our drinks with him. The next time we came back, we both drank from our drinks, and within 5 minutes of each other, we were violently sick for hours.
Wow.
And he admitted that he wasn't really watching our drinks. He left them on the bar and did his own thing, so...
Wow, so it's happened to you.
It did.
Okay, well, let's see how the scenario played out. The ABC News hidden cameras clearly showed that there's a difference between how people react when they see a seemingly sophisticated woman being drugged by her date.
Please put something in that drink, that lady. I hope not. No.
Excuse me, this really isn't good. Could you give her another drink?
You dropped something in that drink.
Sure, I'll buy another drink.
No, I didn't.
What do you know it?
I don't say that for nothing, hon.
I always tell my kids, if you leave your drink, just get another one when you come back.
Throw that wine away.
And when they see someone who looks like more of a party girl being victimized in the exact same way.
I think he put something in that drink. Who? The guy that walked by. We don't want to get involved.
You okay?
I don't feel so good, man. I just got hot all of a sudden, like...
Said she feels dizzy.
I'm just warning you. I don't know who he is. Watch your back. Absolutely.
So, John, because she was a party girl, they didn't want to help out or looked like a party girl?
Unfortunately, they felt that she was sort of asking for trouble, if you can believe that, simply based on her appearance.
That is crazy. Okay, check out the next scenario. For this experiment, the ABC News team wanted to test people's reactions to a potentially deadly crisis, a baby locked in a car on a hot summer day. Almost everyone who came by saw the baby. Okay, show of paddles. What would you do if you saw a baby alone in a car? Raise yes if you would do something, raise no if you would keep walking. Again, the majority keeps saying yes. Why do I not believe that that's not indicative of what we're necessarily seeing going on? Well, let's see how people reacted to the situation. Amazingly, the ABC News team's hidden cameras showed that a baby locked inside a hot car on a sweltering summer day is not an emergency for some people. Even worse, other people pretended they just didn't notice.
You don't imagine that there's a child left in the car by itself. You just assume that someone's in the car with a child.
Fortunately, there were a few people who stepped up and did the right thing.
Is anyone's car?
Somebody in here with a baby in the car?
Is that a baby?
a little sleeping baby in it.
Now, what idiot would do something like that?
You know what? I'm gonna call the police.
There is a car here with a sleeping baby in it.
We're standing out here. I mean, you look.
There's a baby in a car on Church Street, and it's unattended.
Okay, so John, what is the right thing to do if you see a baby alone in a car?
Obviously, you should always call 911, but time is the essence. Even in 65 degrees, a car can act as a greenhouse, and with the sun burning in, it can only take minutes for the child
Even 65 degrees?
Absolutely.
I didn't know that.
50 babies die every year because of this, being left in a car. So what you should do is, the experts say, go to the window farthest away from the baby, obviously, break it however way you can with a brick, and get the baby out.
And get the baby out. Trying to find mom and taking forever to find mom, not a good thing.
No, I mean, you should do all of that, but in the meantime, you know, you got to come. The time is of the essence.
Time is of the essence. Interesting. Now, what do you think about the audience raising their hands, and like maybe 85–90% of this audience said they would do something, but you said when we were watching that, you just told me hundreds of people walked by, only 20% said something.
That's right. Only 2 out of 10 actually said or did anything. They all felt that it either wasn't their business, or they were in a hurry, or they didn't know what to do, so they did nothing.
So human beings, we mean well, but we kind of second guess ourselves. Tell me about your new book. I know your new book is about everyday heroes,
Yes,
right?
it's called Heroes Among Us, Ordinary People, Extraordinary Choices. And it's about people like this, who step up and do the right thing. You know, my 20 years at ABC, I've run into a lot of heroes, and it's all about that.
All right, well, you can catch What Would You Do Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, you say, 10 p.m. Eastern on ABC. So watch tonight, March 17th, and next Tuesday night, March 24th. And I think every single day in life, think, what would you do? What would you do? And then maybe do something, John says. We'll be right back. What do you think you would do if you were faced with these same situations we showed you on today's show? Go to TyraShow.com and tell us how you would have reacted, and tell the truth. It's so easy to say, oh my gosh, I would have came to the rescue. I would have totally done it. Really think about it, because sometimes it's not so easy to speak up. But John Quinones told us that sometimes it's best to speak up. You can save a life. You can save somebody's computer. You can save a girl that is getting cheated on her man. So maybe it's good to speak up sometimes. I'll see you later.